Okay, so if you saw me on Instagram, you know I picked up recently a comic book collection, and there's a lot of stuff in it. This is going to take me forever to get through it, but I went ahead and pulled 30 things for you that from what I've gone through so far, and I want to share it with you. So let's hit that bumper and jump into it. Hey, what's going on, you wonderful weirdos? As always, super proud of you for coming by. Appreciate having you here. Want to share about 30 comics I went into. A little background on this comic book collection I picked up to. The guy that sold it is in his 70s, and he's been a lifetime collector. Huge collecting comic books from his childhood. He's like 70 years old. So just about anything and everything you can possibly imagine is in this crazy, ridiculous collection. It was about, last I counted, it was right around 22 long boxes. Yeah, a lot of Western stuff, but the guy wasn't particular to any type of genre of comic book, and which makes good content. So let's jump into it. We're going to start with the Golden Age stuff that I picked up. Some of the more interesting, kind of eclectic, I like real eclectic type stuff, the oddball stuff. So the first thing we got was Superboy number 70. If you don't know, this is the issue where they kind of they use the glass from Superboy's spaceship that brought him here to Earth to make glasses out of them so he can use his heat vision through them. It's just an iconic cover. I really love it. It's in very, very good condition for the age. I mean, it's a little rough on the spines. You can't see that. I don't know why I did that. But pages are slightly off-white. So yeah, super cool. Next, this is an interesting one. This is Superboy number 56. Crypto, the dog there, of course. Again, just another one of those. Oh, it's just an awesome cover. Again, this stuff is by no means perfect, right? You're not catching any nines in here. But, man, that is super cool. Next one's an iconic cover. You've probably seen it in people's banners and things along that. It's just a classic cover. And that's Superman pal Jimmy Olsen, number 53. Yes, the one where he's the giant lizard man. Right? Okay, next. Oh, okay, so big boy book in the Golden Age, in the cartoon genre. Like, you can break this, you can pigeonhole anything, right? But, this is absolutely amazing, and this is Baby Huey issue 1. Like, if you're not familiar with Baby Huey, like, they did a comic book run, I think, in the 90s. It kind of pops up periodically as just sort of a funny, cartoony thing to kind of have out there. This is a very good condition for what it is, right? So yeah, that was super cool. Next, again, one of those little oddball things, just kind of off to the side. This is the Three Rocketeers. And again, this is just a very, Blast Off is at the actual name of the comic book. So it's not their first appearance, but it's their first solo, the Three Rocketeers. Look at that. It's a little mountain with a face on it. It's pretty cool. It's basically a sci-fi type story. It's pretty cool. I have this one, but I always love this cover. This is Adventures into the Unknown, number 155, right? We got Our Man there, fighting a very simplistic dinosaur type of thing. I have one of these already, but I just love that cover. Next is the Avengers, number 24. Minor key issue here. Right? We're going to have to rebag and board a lot of this. One of those iconic covers. So here's an interesting one. And I don't think it gets the notoriety that it should have. This is Adventure Comics number 300. So this is, right after this issue is when the whole Legion of Superheroes run kind of started. Right? So it's like it's the teen, but pre-teen, if you will. So yeah, there's a Cosmic Boy and all your characters there. Saturn Girl, just the weird names. I always liked it. It was the name and then their gender. And not to be weird about today. I know somebody's going to be like gender fluid or whatever. Biologically, right? It was always their name and then what their sex was or gender or whatever the words are today. I don't know. Uh, Neat book here too. All these are pretty unique in their own right. World's Finest, number 169. You may know this as the third appearance of Batgirl. Again, another just classic cover. You see it in banners and advertisements for comic book channels and stuff. Well, there's the actual book right there for you. Next, Anthro, number 1. Whenever I see this, I pick it up. I don't know. It's kind of like a Kazar type story, right? Prehistoric man type of thing. I know some people are going to recognize this cover. I know guys like Legion of Comics and a lot of your DC fans out there. This is a very well known book by them, and it's Justice League number 29, right? The Justice League of America versus the Justice Society of America, right? That's a pretty cool cover. I like that. Again, another book that goes under the radar. Not his first appearance, right? That's probably out of a lot of people's price range. But the Spectre, number 1, his first solo title, right there. So yeah, I always like the Spectre, that whole I'm the right hand of God thing. So it's great. Another Justice League versus Justice Society and Justice Leagues of America, number 56. Again, just that iconic cover, the battling it out. Sorry for the light in here. It's a little early this morning, but so that's pretty cool. All right, so like no joke, a book that I cannot ever get my hands on. I go to Comic Cons, I look for this book. I can never find it on their little wall things. It drives me crazy, and I finally own it. And I guess technically you could say it goes to my 80s. Not really, but that's Johnny Quest number 1. If you remember Johnny Quest on the old cartoon, what was it? The cartoon, not Cartoon Network. The thing on USA, the Cartoon Express, I think is what it was, right? And again, it's not like there's an obvious fold line there and a fold line there. Again, not in the top tier, and definitely some color breaking stuff down here. But I'm just happy to find it. Like, all right. First appearances, we got Fantastic Four, number 91. Torok. Not Torok, that's a whole nother. Torgo. It's a villain. And again, just another one of those iconic covers. The thing being, kind of captured there, if you will. I actually picked this one up because a long time ago, I used to do a contest on this channel. It was a villainy themed type thing. And somebody had mentioned E-Man. And I didn't know much about E-Man or the villains or anything with it, but now we can get caught up on it with E-Man number 1. First appearance of Nova Kane. Kane? Yeah. All right. For horror, we got Midnight Tales, number 1. I always hate it when these things get wrinkly because when you try to show it, it's like, it shows up in the left. It's crazy. All right, the bicentennial issue of Captain America, number 200. Bicentennial kind of explains for itself, but yeah. That classic cover. Look at that. And I don't know what it is about that face, but that is the face that he makes on the majority of his covers from this time frame. It's always that, I got caught. Right? Again, another book is just, you hear about them, you watch other people, especially Golden Age people and Silver Age people, they always talk about these kind of things, and then you go out and you try to find them, and you can't, right? Little Lola in Foodland, number 1. It's not her first appearance, right? But the whole Foodland series was something that had happened. So I'm super happy to get this. And again, a lot of this fits with a lot of the Golden Age stuff that I picked up from PlanetCon. All right, so there was complete loaded with Atlas Comics. Now, there's a rumor going around out there that some film studio has bought up several rights to Atlas Comics, and not the extreme older versions, but the later versions. So I was like, you know what? Let's play the spec game a little bit. Let's see what it does for us. So there was a bunch in there, and I'm keeping them for now, anyways. Atlas Comics Weird Suspense. This is the tarantula, right? Another Atlas comic, Tales of Evil. Muhahaha. Classic werewolf cover. That is so cool. All right, next, John Lomax. I've never heard of this before, but it's like a manhunter type thing. It's a detective type story, right? John Target, right? And of course, you've probably seen these last few ones in dollar bins and stuff like that. The Destructor is a pretty common book to find, and Cougar. There was a bunch of other ones too, like Tiger Man. Almost all of them, all of the first issues from Atlas Comics from this time era, they're all in the collection. These were just some of the more interesting ones, I thought. All right, so all my older fellas out there, if you got a little gray in your hair, you're above 40, you probably remember this TV show, The $6 Million Man, #1. And I'll be honest, this is a very clean comic book. I love it. So yeah, remember they do the whenever he jump or crush something. It was great. All right, next, Marvel team up #1, Spider-Man and the X-Men. X-Men, good classic stuff there. King size annual. I have several Blue Beetle key issues, but nothing too modern. So definitely, that I'm super happy to get that. Love some old school and new school Blue Beetle. It's kind of my jam. I just sold this comic in my auction, and I was surprised to see how far it went. This is X-Men number 245. This has a bunch of Star Wars characters making a cameo appearance in it. That's the word cameo and how it's used. They're out of their environment and in this environment. So you get like Boba Fett, Jabba the Hutt, the droids, the whole 9 yards. They're in this issue right here. It's a parody type issue. And of course, we've been hearing, a lot of spec out there over the last few days since things have been kind of quiet and been delayed because of COVID and everything. So we know Prophet's going to be a thing here soon, the 90s character. So I went ahead and yep, that was in there too, which I was surprised to think that a 70-year-old man bought this, unless he bought it back in the 90s. If he did, this is the cleanest copy out of all of them, of course, because it's the newest. So there it is, 30 comic books from the recent collection that I picked up. I can't wait to dive more into this. What we're doing right now is I'm just pulling out a bunch of the Western stuff. I'm not into Western comic books, and I'm doing stuff with that with other people that do collect Western stuff. But as we start going through this some more, I'm going to be bringing out some more of this content. So definitely let me know if you like it down in the comments down below. You're definitely going to want to hit that notification bell because just from what I've been skimming through, Pocan's got some comic books, boy. And of course, whatever I'm not keeping, we'll throw them into the dollar auction over at People's Auction House, and we'll get that out to you. It takes a while to set those up. So that's it. All right. Evil Air project coming up. We're making our own bat signal, but it's not going to be a bat signal. It's going to be a Pocan Joe signal. I'm going to show you branding 101, how to really get people's attention. And probably break the law. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, we're doing a bat signal over there, so I'm getting started on that project. The Henchman project, where I made a jib boom, is already launched. Again, all my descriptions are in the links, or all my links are in the description below. I'm not editing this. We're getting through this. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. See you around in the chats. Bye.